So, there's a lot of different ways to do the 74-kilometer Queen Charlotte trek. The way I did it, and my preferred way, is to mountain bike it over about 2.5 days. Day 1 starts with a water taxi from Picton to Ship Cove and finishes with tenting at Camp Bay. Day 2, the most strenuous day, leaves Camp Bay and ends with tenting at Mistletoe Bay. And Day 3, probably the easiest day, ends in Anakiwa, where the water taxi picks you back up and brings you back to Picton. For each of the stops I've just mentioned, as of 2022, the Cougar Line's water taxi will shuttle your packs so you can ride unencumbered. So behind me is Ship Cove, where in 1770 Captain Cook landed first landed in what's now known as New Zealand. So right around the time of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, this was being contacted by Europeans for the first time. Pretty cool. This is pretty representative of the track surface and condition so far. Really easy going. Nice for a family walk. So I'm about 1 hour into the Queen Charlotte trek, starting at Ship's Cove. It's an absolutely gorgeous area, and I'm really glad I ended up coming here. Thanks to top tip friend Bill, I decided to cycle rather than walk, and so far it's proving to be a wise decision. It's about 3 hours in. I'm about halfway to Camp Bay right now. As you can see, it's absolutely amazing behind me. This is a very cool shelter, tarp shelter, DOC tarp shelter, but it's absolutely enormous. Like, I'm completely just standing up in here and there's tons of headroom, so that's pretty awesome, I think. It's mine. Alright, day 2 of the Queen Charlotte Sound mountain biking trip. I stayed at Camp Bay campsite last night. It was really lovely. And I've cycled up to this overlook. So, very stunning. This is going to be kind of a longer day because I'm skipping Portage and moving on to Mistletoe. And the Cougar Lines people said that time on the road going to Portage and having to shuttle your gear back and forth is about the same time as if you pushed on just to Mistletoe campsite, so that's what I've opted to do.
Saying to Jeremy, we stayed maybe 20 plus years ago, and
From Black Rock Shelter, we have a view of Picton over yonder, and you can see the Inter-Islander ferry boats. I am in Mistletoe Bay. Absolutely stunning. I feel like I had some bad advice from Cougar Lines though. They told me that it would take 1 hour to get from Cowshed Bay to Mistletoe Bay on a mountain bike. And it definitely took me 2.5. So, I don't know, I feel like even an exceptionally fast mountain biker would struggle to do that ride in an hour for sure. But anyway, I'm here now and it's beautiful.
Are you riding with a backpack?
No, it's just that's put on the taxi, but I'm riding with the panniers.
Oh, so you have a taxi to...
Yeah, so they drop your bag to wherever you're going to camp for the night. Well, at a couple designated spots.
So that's quite organized actually, because riding with a lot of gear, and especially if you have food for several days.
Yeah, I think the terrain's too difficult for riding with a lot of weight. At least today was.
So what did you do in Denmark?
Oh, I studied, and I met a Danish girl there. And I ended up.
I should ask. I had to ask because everybody I meet,
Yeah.
a Danish girl.
Yeah. Oh, I ended up staying for a year,
Yeah.
and then she came to visit me where I was from. But this is, 15 years ago, a long time ago.
So where are you from?
I'm from the U.S.,
From the US. Okay.
Minnesota, but I've been in New Zealand for 10 years.
Day 3, at Mistletoe Bay. I pushed on past, I think it was Cowshed Bay. But overall, the day was something like for 7 hours, so I was a bit slower than the recorded time, unsurprisingly. But I'm glad I pushed on because this spot is magnificent.
Realistically, it's more like a 2.5 day trip if you're kind of casual about it. But I left Mistletoe Bay about an hour and a half ago. Mistletoe Bay itself is magnificent, and I highly recommend staying there. Not too far in the distance is Anakiwa at the head of this little inlet, this bay over here. So I'm almost finished with the trek, maybe another hour-ish or so, but I'll be picked up by the water taxi at about 4 p.m., so I've got some time to kill. So it's been a great adventure, and yeah, one I recommend very much.